fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Holiday Optimus Prime from the Transformers Generations line from Hasbro. So this is actually a really interesting release. It is a brand new mold for the cab of Optimus Prime, and then it is reusing the trailer from Earthrise Optimus Prime, and of course it is done up in holiday colors, so we have a lot of reds and greens going on. I have this cool kind of candy cane effect going on with the trailer. And it's just really fun packaging here. You have a fun little snowman. Up top here, you have a little space for to and from, making it the perfect holiday gift for any Transformers fan on your list. Not really much going on the bottom there. Over here on the side, it's really just kind of the picture wrapping around. A little Christmas tree there. Over here, you have a nice picture of Prime. And then over here on this side, you have some product shots of the robot mode and the vehicle mode with the trailer. And of course, the trailer does open up just like Earthrise Prime's trailer, because it's the same one. So pretty cool packaging. I really like this quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead, get him out of the box, and we're going to take a closer look. Here is Holiday Optimus Prime out of the packaging. He looks fantastic. I love this deco for him. You have the red stripes here on the trailer to make it look like a candy cane, but you also have some like snow effect here on top. You have this Autobot symbol with a Santa hat. That's fantastic. I love that. You can see that you got a lot of nice range of motion here with the trailer when it's pegged into the cab, which is really nice. And it's very simple. It just rests in this little spot right here. So you just drop it on. Very simple. You can take this off and flip out the little stand if you want that to stand on its own. And then here is the cab. Really nice. You can see the matrix there in the little window. You have the one smokestack here. Again, just really fun color scheme. I love it. It says Happy Holidays here on the top. You can see, unfortunately, that mine's not holding together the best. And unfortunately, I got kind of a misassembly error that I'll show you in the transformation part. So this arm cannot clip in fully. But here is the Optimus head just hanging out there saying hello. But it's still a pretty cool cab. Unfortunately, mine doesn't roll that well because, again, that arm hangs down too low. But we'll put him off to the side for a second. We'll take a look at the trailer. There's really not much to it. It's just the Earthrise Prime trailer. If you would like to bring the ramp down, you have to kind of open this up a little bit because these are tabbed into the side. So you can see that there's little tabs right there. So you can't just pull it straight down. You have to open it up at least a little bit. And then you can bring this down if you'd like to have things drive up the ramp. Otherwise, we're just going to pop these down. And it's just completely white inside. And I feel like this is so boring. They could have at least molded the little drone here in some kind of color scheme or different colored plastic just to do something. It's just so bland and white inside. I mean, the deco on the outside is so great. And this is just so bland. They couldn't have done anything. Like, they couldn't... Really, like I said, all they would have had to do is mold this guy. Maybe make the torso red. And then you could leave the rest of them white or something. Just some kind of pop of color in here. It's so boring. You can do it like this. You can also orient it like this. If we stand this up, and then you can have this little piece flip up this way. Or you can take this guy off completely. This just pops off like that. And then you have the little robot friend. And he just desperately needs some kind of color. He needs something. He's just so bland. I mean, I understand maybe they were running out of paint applications or whatever the case, but just mold this out of red or something, or mold the base out of red. Just something, some pop of color. It's so bland. But I do like the little robot guy. He's fun. And then he's got this movement here. You can see there's a hinge, there's a hinge. This can move up and down. This can move up and down. He's got little ball joints here for the arms. And then you just peg this back in here like so. And then you can fold this back down. Yeah, it's just kind of a letdown. I think the trailer's fine. Just the interior is so bland and white. I mean, it's just sad. It's really just sad. So let's close that up. Let's focus on the outside, which looks amazing. And then we are going to put that off to the side so that we can get into the transformation for our new Optimus Prime here. Alright, one other thing I wanted to point out, they do tell you that you can pop this in here, and they want you to store this later on in the robot mode as well, but it's very loose. it doesn't really like catch. It will just fall right out. So technically you can put it in there, but it's ridiculously loose. So I'm going to put that off to the side. So we are going to start off by taking these little pieces here on the side, and we are going to flip them straight out like so. Then we are going to come around, and you can see, let me show you exactly what the problem with this is. So I'll bring these down. How this is supposed to work, you can see that there is a little tab here on the side of the forearm that's supposed to peg in right there. And the problem is there's this little kind of bevel, and we move this one out of the way too. So there are these two tiny little pieces, and I don't know how well this is going to show up, but we'll see it more as we go along. But you can see underneath here, there's kind of a piece of plastic right there, and there's a piece of plastic right there. And the bevels are both supposed to be facing towards the inside. Well, this piece on mine is the same for both instead of mirrored. So this one will go down and rest over top of that piece of plastic and then allow you to peg that in. But this one won't, because it's trying to rest in a space over here, but the space is over here. So unfortunately, it's honestly not a problem at all in the robot mode, but it won't allow this to go down as far as it needs to so that that can peg in there. So that's kind of the bummer on that. Might have to reach out to Hasbro, see what they can do for me, but unfortunately, like I said, not a problem in the robot mode at all, but it is going to be a problem right now in the vehicle mode. We're going to swivel this out to the side. This piece here is going to drop back like this. So we can grab a hold of that, and then this is going to kind of lay down here, and you can see obviously that that's going to become the chest for the robot mode. So this is where it gets interesting. I kind of like to bring these out of the way like this, but you're going to lift these up on the sides here like this. Then you're going to kind of split this apart, and you need to separate these front little pieces, just the grill area right here. So this is going to flip out. So bring these apart a little bit. Actually, let's get the arms out of the way first. So we can bring the arms down like this. And this will give us some room to maneuver here. So we can just leave them down there for now. So then we're going to take this black piece right here, and this is going to flip out to the side. Then you have to get this piece here that I was talking about. Bring this down, and then you can rotate it out to the side. So do the same thing over here. And then once you have all of that clearance, now you can finally bring the leg around like this. So make sure this piece is out of the way. Bring this around. Then we're going to start to straighten this out. This is going to lift up like that. And then this is going to pop down and around like that. Let me zoom out here. And you can see that that kind of makes like a belt buckle, which I think is really, really fun. All right, so now that that is in place, we are going to, let's see, we have to rotate this around. And now I'm forgetting how this works. So come down here to the feet. These flip up around like so. And then you can flip out the front toes and the back heels here. So flip the foot around over on this side. Flip out the toes. Flip out the heel like that. Then you're going to bring this around. This is going to come in, and you want this at kind of like an angle. Let me straighten out the legs here. So this comes down around like this and kind of goes back into place. But this is going to stay at an angle here. Let me zoom in. So when you bring this in, and make sure there's plenty of clearance, this is going to come in, this is going to come up, and you can see that there's a tiny little tab here, and that's going to tab in right there. So this is going to come up and click into place right there. And then this is going to come over, and this has to kind of fill this little spot. You can kind of see how there's like a divot. So this is going to stay at an angle, and then this is going to come in and fill in that space. You can see how it kind of perfectly fits into that little spot, and that kind of keeps this grill piece as like a knee pad at a 45-degree angle. So we're going to do that all again. We are going to keep this out to the side, bring this piece in like that. This is going to come in. This is going to lift up and fit into this space here. Then this is going to come and lock both of those pieces in place. And then let me zoom way out here. And then you can see we pretty much have the lower half of Prime. We can utilize some ankle tilt here to get him to stand. And then I'm going to adjust the camera so that we can take a look at the top half here. All right, so at this part, we can just bring the arms down like so. Then we're going to keep this, make sure that this is down so that we can flip these two little pieces down here like this. And you can see that they have two tabs, and then that's going to tab into these two spots right here. So this comes up, and that will tab into place. And then you're going to take these little pieces and fold them in to make the fake little grill for his abs. Then we're going to come around to this section, and this is going to fold down. You kind of want to lift this up. Or no, this pushes in. That's what it is. That pushes in so that it can go over Prime's head. Then you can turn the head around 180 degrees. And then this is going to come up and fold in half like that. And then you can see that there are two tabs right there, which are going to tab in right here and here. So these are going to come up and tab in like that. And then if you still have this piece up, you're going to want to fold that back around and down like that. And then for the finishing touches, we are going to open up the forearms, pull out the little hands, which are on ball joints. So you can see you got a lot of motion there. But when you push this down and close this up, it kind of just turns it into a swivel. It's very similar to Laser Prime from Legacy. So this is going to flip open, bring that fist out, close that up. And then there we go. There is our Holiday Prime. It's a kind of really neat new mold. I kind of like it. It's a little weird. It's a little wonky the first couple times you do the feet. But for the most part, I really like this new mold. I think this is really cool. I love how they made it so it looks like he has like a Santa outfit. He's got the white cuffs here around the hands. He's got the belt buckle. He's got the big black boots down here. So I think that's really, really cool. You can give him the candy cane blaster there, which is really fun. He does have the Matrix inside. So this little section here opens up and you can see the Matrix in there. It's kind of a pain to get out, but you can get it out of here eventually. There we go. And it is translucent green plastic painted with silver and red. Very cool. He's not really going to be able to hold it because he doesn't have opening hands, but he does have it. And then he's got green translucent eyes, which I think is a really nice touch. I think that's really, really cool as well. And a really nice, like, dark metallic blue there for the helmet, which I think looks really sharp. So I think they really went all out in terms of paint applications for the figure, which I'm assuming is why the trailer interior has basically nothing. And I guess, you know, the Prime is the more important part of the set, so I get it. But this is a cool new mold. I like this a lot. Doesn't really have a ton of kibble. I mean, he does kind of have like the front part of the cab here hanging off the back, but it's really not that big of a deal. I like having this as a backpack. I think that really compresses very nicely. And just overall, I think he's cool. And like I was saying before, you really can't tell in the robot mode that the back of the forearms are wrong. You can see how they're the same piece there, but in robot mode, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's really nothing. It's just when you have them, and he still can transform. It's just that he kind of drags the one arm on the ground, so he doesn't roll all that well. But if I'm just displaying it as a truck, it still kind of works. So, We have the head on a ball joint, so we can go side to side, tilt side to side very, very minimally. You can kind of look up and down decently. You have a swivel here in the shoulder. You have a hinge out to the side there. You have a bicep swivel. You have 90 degrees in the elbow. You have a wrist swivel, which, like I said, technically it is a ball joint, but once you close this up, it really just becomes a swivel. You have a waist swivel there. You can kick pretty far out to the side. You can kick pretty far back. Kick really far forward. You have a thigh swivel there. 90 degrees there in the knee. And then you have some ankle tilt there. It's a really fun new mold. I like it. I do. I'm sure we'll see it again. I can't imagine that they're only going to use it for this. But this is a really fun color scheme. I mean, they gave Optimus Prime basically a Santa outfit. Which is why I feel like if this is supposed to be like his sleigh or what he hauls the toys in, you know, they could have done something. Like, I think if they would have, honestly, if you would have given the little robot like a little elf color scheme, I would forgive the rest of this being stark white. Just put a little bit of green and yellow on him to make him like his elf, and that would have been absolutely perfect. And that would have been absolutely all you would have had to do. But maybe some customizers out there can paint that in a little elf color scheme. Because if this was Santa and that little dude was his elf, this would be perfect. I would be absolutely floored with it. I think it would be really, really, really awesome. It's still cool. Don't get me wrong. It's still really cool. This is a great new mold. He looks fantastic. I think this is just Earthrise Prime's gun reused again, I guess just because they had the trailer. Like I said before, you can store this on the back, or at least they say you can. They want you to fold this up and then put it in here. It holds okay. It's not great. It's kind of loose. So it's not the best, but it can kind of hold there. I guess technically if you wanted, you could peg it into the bottom of the forearm there. Give him like a Megatron look. So, I think it's a fun figure. I really do like the robot mode. I really like the transformation. Like I said, it's a little wonky. It takes a little bit of getting used to. But once you do, it's pretty good. Unfortunately, mine has an assembly defect, but maybe they can hook me up with a replacement or something. The trailer, honestly, the best part of the trailer is the Autobot symbol with the Santa hat. That's easily the best part of the trailer. Otherwise, it's kind of boring. But I do like the red stripes on the side and the Autobot symbol on the front, but the rest of it's very bland. I still think this is a really fun release. I still really, really like this guy a lot, and I definitely recommend picking him up. Hopefully yours is assembled correctly so you can transform him completely. But yeah, he's fun. I mean, it's Optimus Prime in a Santa outfit. What's not to love? So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.